Hello, and thank you for stopping by for another episode on our podcast. Our episode today is called Life Lessons. The first topic that I want to touch on is understanding your circumstances and forgiving yourself. I always tell people that life is a trial and error. Of course, with life experiences, that's going to come with time and circumstances, and that gives us a point of decision making on what routes we want to go to understand where we want to be later on in life. Understanding to forgive yourself means that you have to forgive your mistakes and you have to forgive your bad decisions. Because of the lack of life experiences, you really don't understand the outcome of a decision until you see the results. So it's always best to understand the circumstances that you are in and to understand how important it is to forgive yourself in order to move forward. Understanding how to be patient is definitely a must when it comes to understanding your life lessons because some things come better with time and experiences. Being patient allows you to wait for the best part of your destiny. It allows you to sit and wonder the many opportunities that is to come in the near future and understanding what it takes to become that person to be ready for that destination. Understanding that trust in yourself is just as important as being patient because you have to trust the decisions that you make is a good one, and sometimes the results could be bad. But that's where the trial and error comes in. You have to understand that the trust that you have in yourself is going to be beneficial in the long run. There can't be any room to fret on the mistakes that you've made, but to understand that there's a reason why things happen and that you trust that there is a reason for everything and that will make you even more excited to move on to the next best thing. Finding your frequency. When I think of frequency, I think of how to channel yourself and understanding what you would want to carry with yourself and what helps you move forward. Finding your frequency could be through art, it could be through writing, it could be through expression in some way, shape, or form. Some people choose music, some people choose podcasting, but you're finding what works for you and what feels right and natural for you. Your frequency shouldn't have to be forced because that means that you would have to put on the facade in order for you to feel comfortable in it, as well as you understanding the frequency of who you are as a person and understanding that the life that you was given and the lessons that you've learned help you build the frequency that you may need in order to know a little bit more about yourself and what you might be interested in or what would drive you towards whatever passion you may have in life. When I reflect over my life lessons, I do take all things into consideration, the good and the bad. When I reflect over my life lessons, I knew everything that happened was for a purpose. I knew everything that was around me or what I associated myself was just an error on that part. It didn't mean that I have to stay in that unit. It means that it was just an experience for the time being, but that shouldn't be a particular lifestyle. I knew that I had another era to go into in this life journey, and I knew where I was at that moment was not going to be beneficial towards what my actual passion was. So that was a life lesson that I endured in order for me to understand, yes, this is the circumstances, yes, this is the outcome. I forgive myself for whatever this error may have been brought to me, and I trust that the decisions that I made while I was in that era is going to lead me into being a little bit more experienced in the next phase of my life, because I knew me going through those circumstances is only for the better good. Having this particular mindset can be a blessing and a curse because it allows you to be very open to many opportunities. This can give a widened vision of of what could actually be possible. So we're not supposed to sit in one circumstance. We're supposed to experience all things and everything that life has to offer. I always tell people it's okay to do multiple things at once. You're just exercising what you're interested in before you could really find your passion. And that's pretty much the lesson in growth and understanding and even trusting yourself, that you understand that it takes discipline to move forward, it takes structure to move forward. And you can't really understand what structure and discipline is if you did not have those faults, if you did not have those trials and errors. And that will allow us to move forward with experiences so we would know what to look out for when we reach our next era. We'll have a little bit more understanding in how to go about associating with people, or what to expect from people, or even what to expect from yourself because of the decisions that you made in your past. So you're experienced in one field to where you'll know how to tackle another phase in your life. Thank you for listening to our podcast. I hope to catch you on the next one. Make sure you take care of yourself.